For some midweek NASCAR '08 NASCAR Busch Series custom schedule season racing at the New England 200 New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Race number 4 already out of 25 and what is a fairly short season that we have. Of course, the usual season at this time period had 35 races, so 10 less, and we have a playoff format. So that means in the regular season, after tonight's race concludes, we only have 13 races left until the playoffs. We've had 3 different winners in the first 3 races of the season, those drivers being ourselves, Jamie McMurray at Daytona, Paul Menard won at Phoenix. We finished 13th in that race, and then coming off a 3rd at Kansas, in which Kevin Harvick got the win. So 3 drivers are locked in already to the playoffs in the first 3 races. 12 spots are open. So in the event we get more than 12 different winners, we might need to win a second race. As far as us trying to go for the regular season championship, we come into this race tied for the points lead with Dale Earnhardt Jr. We both have 115 points on the season. We're 11 points ahead of Matt Kenseth. Paul Menard in the regular season title is 4th, and he's only 13 points back, so it's pretty tight up amongst the top of the leaderboard, to say the least. J.J. Yaley's only 15 points out of first, so yeah, top 5 only 15 points apart. Obviously, we're only 3 races into the season, so you'd expect it to be pretty tight. But we got to be on our best behavior here tonight, try to get a good finish. We're starting last, no practice, no qualifying, just as we did for the first few races of the season. And we'll see if we can finally get that second win. Green flag is in the air. We are underway. And racing in Loudon, this is one of my better racetracks on this game, so I have some high hopes for us here tonight. Although I said that about Phoenix and we finished 13th. Oh, already got trouble in the first turn. That did not take long. Trying to do what they did in the Southern 500 this weekend. That was a Josh Berry moment. Be on my best behavior. Yeah, I would say I'm taking it easy early going, but this car feels gripped up. It feels quick. 4 wide right in front of us. I don't like that. That's a pretty solid start, though. 12 positions gained on the opening lap. Car's gripping up on the apron of the racetrack. Oh, boy, 4 wide. At least I'm on the bottom of it. Still 4 wide. Let's go. Oh, no! Oh, wow. I hit that invisible pothole. The guy that hit me from behind actually straightened me out because I think I was going to be in those tire barriers. Or the barrels, I should say. At the front of pit road. I was so far sideways. How was that not a caution? That's insane. Kenseth leads, by the way. I didn't hit that invisible pothole the entire truck race we ran here, and on lap 2 of the Busch race, I hit it. That might have hurt the tires. I honestly was going to be wrecked had that guy behind me not hit me. It happened so quick I couldn't even tell who hit me either. Squeaking by Denny Hamlin. .267 lap race on NASCAR Heat 5. Where are you racing at? It's a 1.5 mile track by that race length, but where are you at? Wade, Matthew Dorter, Bruno, Patrick Shadley, thanks for tuning in, by the way. I didn't shout you guys out yet. Appreciate you watching, as well as many others. Vegas. Billy Kramer, welcome into the stream. Yeah, just like Phoenix, it looks like we're going to have the fastest car in the field. I'd say even more faster in this race compared to the rest of the field than we were at Phoenix. We've just got to not hope that we get caught with some sort of a pit road glitch again. which is out of our control. Well, they won today. 6-2, so that's a plus. Clear out of turn 2. We have passed the Arby's machine. Our teammate Matt Kenseth looking to cross us right back over. And I don't think I'm going to take my first lead yet. Kenseth should lead this lap. That was a good crossover. See if we can get him back. A little free on entry. Get the rotation through the middle. There we go. Oh, we've got a battle. I can't clear. He's still there. Drove it in deep, too. All right, I'll back up the entry. I'll get him middle off. There we go. Now we're in the lead. Last to first in 9 laps. And we just ran our fastest lap of the race, 28.482. I've got a lot more speed in it where that came from now that I got the clean air advantage, especially if we get fresh tires on this thing at some point. We do have only 2 sets of tires for this race. I would imagine it'll be a 2 pit stop race. Probably split the race up in thirds. And first lap with full clean air and already ran our fastest lap of the race, 28.416. Just had to break away from the traffic. Justin Besaw, welcome to the stream. Michael Turner, welcome in as well. Did a 222 top speed at Monza. I don't know what is normal for F1. Like, what's their fastest racetrack? Is it Monza then? Or do they have other racetracks that have longer enough straights? Maybe more banking in some of the corners that allow them to go faster? What kind of top speeds are we talking? Some of the fastest tracks. Anybody that does watch F1 that's in the chat? Which obviously it looks like there's a few. Slow car out of turn 4. Somebody's blown an engine already. I don't know if it was that Jordan guy that appeared on our leaderboard in 43rd or not. Well, the easiest way to take the points lead outright is to win this race, knowing we have a tie with Dale Jr. coming in, so it can be good for ourselves. Paul Menard, who is in the top 5 in points, very close behind. He's sitting in 4th. I don't even know where Dale Jr. is at in the early going. It seems like there's not a whole lot of movement through the field. Like, he's 14th right now. It seems like the flow of pit stops really scrambles the running order up more than anything else with this game that I've noticed. Especially when you get to a track like this. A lot of the shorter tracks. Doesn't seem like there's as much passing for the AI on AI. Kyle Lance, welcome to the stream. It's the second birdie by an inch. Billy, do I have something to tell you? I chipped in for eagle on a par 4 earlier. I got out a little early, played 18 holes, and yeah. Started 2 under after the first hole. That was pretty cool to look at. Too bad I ended up finishing 6 over by the end of the round anyway. That made me mad, honestly. I was 2 under through 3 holes because I eagled and then I bogeyed. I'm like, well, shoot, that sucked. And it was a par 5, too. So I bogeyed a par 5 that I usually score pretty well on at the course I was playing at. But It was a headwind, so it made it a lot longer. It didn't help that I didn't hit a good second shot either. My drive wasn't bad, but I put myself in a bad spot, and I left myself a little short on my fourth shot with the chip, and made for a long two-putt, but yeah, bogeyed, and then I birdied the next hole, which was another par 5. It was back-to-back par 5s, but that was with the wind on my back. The way that course was kind of back and forth, so then I was going into the wind on a nearly 200-yard par 3, and I knew that that was going to be tough to par, and ended up doubling. So I was right back at even par through 4 holes with an eagle and a birdie in the first 4. There was zero consistency at the start. And then I parred the next few. I was even through 6. And then my finish to the back 9 was not good. I went bogey, double, bogey. So I ended up +4 on the front. +4 on the front after starting 2 under after 3. That was, I mean, that was a round that I felt there was something there. But I took advantage of the holes where I had the downwind. It was just knowing I had to go against it nearly 20 miles an hour. It was pretty gusty where I was today, so yeah, it definitely made it challenging. Challenging on some holes and way easier on others. And the back 9, I was 2 over. I had 2 lip outs on the back 9 too, on the putt side of things. I was that close to even on the back. I did have 1 more birdie on the back 9. And I had a penalty shot on the back 9 too, and I still parred on a par 5. I played it like a birdie. I just had to add an extra stroke. Missed the 3rd by a foot. Yeah, it's just, I mean, when you shoot 6 over par, when you have an eagle and 3 birdies in the round, like that stings. That really stings. That's 5 under on like 4 separate holes of the round. But I had a few doubles, and it killed me. You can't have blow up holes. Like, there's so many rounds I played where I'll only birdie like twice in a round, but I'm getting consistent pars, and then I end up shooting like a 2 over 74 or something like that. And like on the score sheet, like a day like today where I feel like I was hitting the ball better than what I would have on a day where I had just a ton of pars and ended up shooting 2 over with only a couple birdies. Like that day, it doesn't feel like I'm hitting the ball as well, but I'm scoring better. Golf's just such a weird game. I didn't have many greens in regulation either. That didn't help. I think I only had 3 of them on the front, and the back I probably only had like 3 or 4. It was the most inconsistent round I played in a very long time, that's for sure. Inside of hitting that invisible pothole on lap 2. We're keeping the tires underneath ourselves 25 laps into the run. I just set my fastest lap of the race. 28.179. Oh yeah, that's right. You were at the U.S. Open this weekend. We'll be nose-to-nose, NFL. I'll be able to catch the second half of that game. I'll probably miss most of the first half. I've noticed with the NASCAR start times, they start anywhere between 2 and 3 o'clock, and I have a Packers game that I want to watch at 4:30. Usually it's about halftime or just the start of the third quarter by the time the race is over. AJ Lee on SmackDown Friday. Now, is that from the dirt sheets that you're reading? Or has WWE themselves confirmed? There's no way WWE themselves have confirmed that. I don't believe it until I see it. The seeds are planted, but just like CM Punk all those years back. Remember how many rumors there were of him possibly coming back for particular weekends for years? Never happened. I'm going to go with the same skepticism I had back in those days. That until I see it, I won't believe it. Because this AJ thing's been basically rumored since the Royal Rumble last year. Obviously, storyline driven now, it does seem like it's more likely than then, but there's been a couple times since the Rumble that, oh, she may return. Nothing. I didn't watch WWE from like most of 2010 up until 2018. So a lot of AJ Lee's time in the WWE I never even really watched. So I don't really have like a fan presence, I guess, with her. Like, it's neither here nor there. I'm sure she's a great wrestler. And she's had some great matches. It's just like I've never really watched her WWE run. There's a lot of guys and gals from that time that, if they had short enough stints where they didn't stick around for, 7, 8 plus years, that I just never really watched a lot of their catalog. How many sets of tires tonight? Just 2. Which shouldn't be an issue, because I would imagine this is going to be a 2-stop race anyway. Short 9 round tomorrow after work. Yeah, most of the leagues are getting done around here, but because it's golf season for a lot of high schools, it's still kind of tough to get on courses middle of the week, because there'll be golf matches going on where they'll only have like 9 holes open, and then that 9 is usually just packed because they can only send everybody on one 9. Switching back and forth between racing, football, and baseball. That's a busy weekend. That time of the year, that's for sure. The time of the year where baseball's coming down to the wire, NASCAR's coming down to the wire, football's just beginning. I've said it many times on the channel before, and I'll say it again. I always say it's never football season until racing season's done. For me, at least. I watch what I can. Like, I didn't catch any of the Michigan game the other night for college because the Xfinity race was on at the exact same starting time. I had to work the next morning, so I wasn't going to stay up to watch the 4th quarter of the game after the race was over. I was tapping out and going to bed. By that point, the game was probably over anyway. It's a lot harder for me to watch college football than the NFL, just because, for one, the season's a little longer with the NFL. You get done in early November. There's still a couple months left. The Packers usually get quite a few primetime games, so if they play a Monday or Thursday night, I can watch the whole thing. Sunday night, I can usually watch the whole thing because the races aren't that late in the day this time of the year. So I'm really only missing like 2 to 3 games a year because of streaming. Usually. They'll have a bye week in there a lot of the times. Unless they'll have a late bye. But I usually don't miss too many Packers games, at least. How was my fantasy football draft? Well, it was live when I was on the stream last Tuesday. And I never quite went back over my fantasy lineup after the fact. Kind of forgotten who was on my team. I haven't even logged on to the ESPN fantasy app since then. I'll give you more details on that Thursday, tomorrow night, before the season opener. Football season for your dad. Well, it's football season for a lot of people. A lot of people that don't watch racing. Or even casual racing fans that will value football. I mean, that's just the norm in America. I'm just of the pure racing purists that will not miss a race for anything. That's even before my YouTube channel days, but especially now with streaming, yeah, there's zero chance I'm going back and forth. Tigers' magic numbers down to 13 for the division. Yeah, hopefully they can still compete to get that first round bye. I know they got through the wild card with a sweep on the road last year, but that's never a guarantee of the best of 3 series. If you can get the bye, that would be the best. I think all 4 teams that had the bye last year made it to the championship series on both the National League and the American League, if I remember correctly. Added rest definitely helps when you have a long 162-game season. You've got some injuries maybe down the stretch, or guys battling with lingering injuries. They win the division, I'll party myself, all right. I mean, it'd be cool. I don't know if the division itself is worth celebrating. It's been a while, though. I'll give you that. I won't start really celebrating a series win or anything of that nature unless they get to the World Series. They get that pennant. Be the first check mark. I've seen that a couple times now in my life, but I haven't seen them win at all, so I'm really hoping this is the year. There's smaller market teams. It's a shorter window than that of like a Los Angeles or a New York or a Chicago. Like, you got less amount of years to try to get it done with a solid franchise. The good news is the Tigers are super young. But they have that 3 to 5 year window, and last year was probably year 1. And we've been through this, a couple times in my life already, where they'll get in, make some deep runs, not win it. It'll take another 10 years or so, and then they get in, they make the playoffs a few years in a row, 4 or 5 years, couple of deep runs, not win it all, and here we are again about another decade later. Do it all over again. Salad was delicious. Yeah, go figure they trade him and he's questionable right away. That's all right. Man, it'd be helpful if he was playing against the Lions, that's for sure. What a tough first matchup for both teams, though, first week of the season. I mean, division games are usually pretty up in the air anyway. They just know each other so well. Chicken salad. Or chicken on the side of the salad. Cleveland looks like their playoff hopes are done. I haven't really looked at the standings in a minute. They're quite a ways out of the wild card now. Last I checked, they were only a couple games out of the wild card. The Tush Push is now sponsored by Dude Wipes. Well, that just makes too much sense. Dale Jr.'s made his way up to third. Hey, I'm down for a tight regular season championship battle. Forces us to really have to be at our best. Try to win as many races as we can, but if we struggle to get wins, even if we only have like 6 or 7 of them, I mean, that's not going to give us a lot of a buffer going into the playoffs. Not with any stages. Regular season championship, that'd be crucial. Get those extra 15 points on top of it. 4 games, well, that's not impossible. A few weeks left yet. Almost a month. I mean, look at where the Tigers were last year before they made a wild push. I don't know what their schedule looks like either. I mean, maybe their schedule's difficult the rest of the way. That can make it harder for Cleveland. Tigers were pretty lucky last year. When they got to September, yes, they were on a hot streak, but they had a pretty easy schedule down the stretch. I mean, they had Chicago in there a couple times, while the Royals and Baltimore were just absolutely falling apart down the stretch. They got to play them. I think they played Baltimore twice in there. They played Colorado late in the season. Like, they were playing some really bad baseball teams. They played the A's late in the season, too. Like, that last month, they were playing some bottom-of-the-barrel teams, so they took advantage of it, that's for sure. They did their job. Even if we lose the lead through green flag pit stops tonight, I'm not going to be worried about it at all because we've got speed. We can get it back. I just got to focus on that speeding on pit road and making that worse. You know, we lose the lead, that's one thing. But if we lose the lead naturally and then also lose an additional 5 seconds, it does make my job a little bit harder. Yanks and then Miami for Cleveland. Love tennis so much. That's just cool that you go to a big sporting event like that on a regular basis. Annual tradition. Like me going to Bristol almost every year. I didn't go last year, but I'll be back again this year. I was there 4 years in a row before that. Been to Talladega a bunch too. It's crazy for me to believe I've been at the last 10 Michigan races. Not counting the 2020 races, of course. 10 out of 12, but of the ones that had fans there. Yeah, that was pretty solid. Solid streak going for myself at MIS. The real Gapa Musa. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully I said your name correctly in the chat. He gets the Super Bowl this year? I don't even know. Honestly, I haven't paid. I know I have my fantasy football draft, but I'm not going to lie to you. I half-assed it pretty bad this year. That was probably the most unprepared I've been for a fantasy football draft. It was kind of a last-minute deal just to get into a league, because I wasn't doing the league I'm usually in every year. And then I was streaming on top of it. Not for the whole thing. I got the first 7, 8 rounds in before I started the stream, but... Hoping for less Kelsey Swift news during the season. Good luck. Good luck with that. Aren't they getting married now? That ain't happening anytime soon. You're not going to have less news between them until Kelsey retires, which might not be too far away. I would expect it to be within the next few years, at least. I'd be shocked if he plays more than 3 more seasons. I just find it funny that people get outraged by that. I wonder what it was like back in the 50s with Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio when they were a thing for a handful of years. I'd imagine that was during DiMaggio's playing career, am I not? Am I correct on that? Reading the newspaper, like, oh, these two again. I don't know. Like, that's what I've always related it to, honestly. Just like superstar athlete with one of the biggest female superstar names of the time. Then, and then obviously that would kind of be the case now, too. Yeah, I think his brother's got that title. We both have good facial hair. It's about the only thing we have in common with one another. We're both tall. We're both tall, I'll give us that. Getting pretty light on fuel. We're going to come in next time by. Lap 68 at the line. We've completed 67 laps. So Jamie McMurray will be on his way to pit road. First of 2 pit stops. All right, solid. 4 tires, full tank of Sunoco race fuel. Yeah, I don't think he said that. I think you're lying. That does not sound like anything that is true at all. Trying to get me to show up to the wedding? Is that what you're trying to do? Show up to a wedding I'm not even invited into. Oh! Yeah, I like how he tells me to try to run a little bit cleaner, like that was my fault. All right, whatever. Who was that? Is that Jeff Burton I made contact with? It's kind of weird that I made contact with him. He's leaving the pits. I thought I spun somebody out. We were kind of frozen there for a second and got a bit scared, not going to lie. Well, we definitely lost some positions. But, like I said, well before our first set of pit stops, I wasn't worried about it. We've got a lot of speed in this race car tonight. Get back to the lead eventually. Oh, wow. What the heck is going on there? That's gonna, yeah. Now I was about to say somebody's gonna run into that line of cars when they got down into the turn, and that's exactly what happened. Who hit who? Oh, Dale Jr. was caught in that. Oh no, never mind. He was kind of further back. Kind of. All right. Well, he hit him hard enough that he lost a piece of his race car, so I brought out the caution. Nobody. I mean, I guess it's a wreck. In case Mears has some damage. I don't know why there were two lines of slow cars there, but that was very odd. I don't think I've ever seen that at New Hampshire on an EA game before. We find new ways to get weird cautions in this game, let me tell you. Good old NASCAR 08. So yeah, first caution of the night. Lappers on the inside, lead lappers on the outside, green flag back in the air. We're in 6th place, lap 75. Bunches us up a little bit closer to the leader now. Trying to barrel my way into the first turn. Not enough room, not enough room. Oh boy. We got a bit wide real early there. Get to the bottom. I don't think I would have gotten back to the lead this quick. I'd say that caution probably aided us just a tad. Up to 3rd. Inside of Paul Menard. Mike Wallace leads. And we're back out in front, just like that. Not clear yet. We should be able to clear it through 1 and 2, but we did lead that lap at the line. We might get some debris cautions from that. Might get another one from Reed Sorensen. There wasn't really many cars involved, but Casey Mears had some damage in there too. Expectations for NASCAR 25? Well, my expectations is that I hope it's a good game. I would expect it to be a good game. I don't know if it's going to be a classic. There's definitely a lot of hype around it, but hey, I'll take just a good standard, good game. It's fun to play because we have not had that in a while. Not only because it's been so long since the last NASCAR game came out, but because the last NASCAR game that came out was also bad on top of it. I hope it works on its release date. I think that's something that hasn't been really talked about a lot, because even if we look at the NASCAR Heat series there, NASCAR Heat 5 was not working on launch. I can remember trying to play that game and it was crashing out a lot the first 2 days that we had the game. And then after about the 3rd day or so, at least it was playable, but those first couple of days it was not playable. So hopefully it works on release without having to wait a few days for there to be a patch update that makes it work better. Like, I mean, the game should not be crashing out on the main menu. It should be able to save your data. Like, that was one thing that was a problem with NASCAR 25 too. You would get a couple races into the season, and the game would just crash on you at random. Sometimes it was during the race, sometimes it wasn't. You would lose a little bit of your progress. It would, like, set you back a couple races. It was very weird. So, although the game itself, the gameplay, the race quality wasn't bad in NASCAR Heat 5, there were a lot of buggy issues with that game. And a lot in that first couple of weeks in particular. So I really hope that we don't have many issues, if any at all. That would be awesome if there was none at all with NASCAR 25 when it first releases. I mean, obviously there's going to be patch updates over time. That's just video games in general nowadays that seem to never work at release at full, but yeah. Mission got us all PTSD. Oh, yes. At least I don't get frustrated talking about my, at the time, frustrations with NASCAR 21 Ignition. And, that was a hellhole of misery, let me tell you. Waiting for me to get it, then deciding if you're going to get it. I mean, that's what I'm here for, I guess. I'll definitely give you guys my raw, honest opinion. I hope it's better than this game that I'm playing right now, because this is not as fun as the earlier EA games I played on the channel. It just, I don't like the way the AI are in this game. With the rubber banding especially. Like, I just feel like, an instance like today, I have the fastest car, but there's so much of a rubber banding that goes on during green flag pit stops, I'm not going to have the lead more often than not. Like, the pit crew could have a clean stop like they just did. But the field is going seconds faster than the pace I'm running right now, for instance, while I'm in the pits or getting up to speed, then I lose time no matter what. And vice versa. There'll be other races where I'm running mid-pack, and then I'll kind of leapfrog the field because of me being able to have that same kind of speed glitch, and then all of a sudden I'm up to like 6th when I've been running 15th the whole race. So I don't like it. We got a caution again, lap 85, coming to lap 86. I would assume that this is debris. Yep, Casey Mears. I noticed he had a lot of damage, and they showed the first replay of that incident. I think he was the car that got hit by Reed Sorensen. Wait more towards November to buy it. Possible bugs. Well, I'm definitely going to get it right away as a YouTuber. I feel like I need to get it right away. As much as I just want to simply have fun, especially when it comes to playing the video games, I do have to chase some sort of numbers. And I know there's going to be some new eyeballs on the channel when NASCAR 25 drops. Yeah, we've got another quick caution. Didn't even get it. Whoa, we're under caution. What the hell? This guy Arca breaking it behind me. He just damaged my back bumper. 180 of Noah Howe. Also has damage. And Debris has been dropped off the race car. I think I see Truex in there with a lot of damage too. Looked like Truex. Montoya's got some damage. There's quite a few guys that might have got caught up in something. Hold the phone here. All right. Oh, I got back into the gas way too soon there. That was terrible. And we're under caution anyway. We had 4 yellows all of a sudden in the first half of this race after going green for over 70 laps. Now Kevin Conway's got some damage. Yeah, everybody's going to be pre-ordering, that's for sure. I'm always one for getting the physical copy. I've just been like that for a long time. It depends. I haven't checked what day of the week the 14th falls on. That was not me, by the way. Hey, I was scuffing my tires and I scraped the wall before I got to the restart zone. Now the game's just giving me damage even if it's not from another car. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know what day of the week the 14th falls on, if I'll have to work or not. Depending on, like, if overtime is there, if it's like a Friday or it's a Tuesday. Ooh, I'm probably not going to be able to get the physical. I don't think I'm going to have enough time to do that. I'll probably have to get the digital copy then. I'll have to make sure I download it before I leave. Man. Debris cautions up the wazoo. Casey Mears again. Turning into a road course race. Yeah, we get a lot of cautions on road courses in this game. All right, lap 102. Need to pre-order middle of this month. Oh yeah, that's the plan. As soon as I see that pre-order's open, I'm pre-ordering it right away. I'm not wasting any time. I honestly have zero clue how many more cautions we're going to get for debris. We had 5 of them kind of stacked in the middle of the race. It hasn't changed the strategy. This is all post first green flag pit stop. If anything, it means we're going to be able to go a little further before we have to pit the final time. I can always short pit still. We only have 1 set of tires left. There's another one. My goodness. We might just keep getting them until we have to pit again at this rate. Oh my gosh. Usually we get debris cautions after a wreck. And we only get like 1, 2, maybe 3 debris yellows. We're up to 6 cautions. That's 18 caution laps. Usually get 3 caution laps a caution on these EA games. Yeah, we're saving quite a bit of gas. Green, green, green. Oh my god! We didn't even get to the green! NASCAR's like, green, green, caution, caution! What was... Wait a minute. Why was this on the back straightaway? I'm confused. The hell happened here? Was this on the... When... Was this, like, during the last caution? And then they waited to throw the... I don't know what that was. It's like, was that on the back straightaway before we went green? The heck happened? We got 7 yellows. Man, we can't get any green flag racing in here. All right, we got to the line that time. All right, lap 110. 90 to go. What a weird race this has turned into. Fans would be so ticked off. There's some fans out there that's like, if they were crashing every couple laps like that, they'd be like, well, at least there's some sort of entertainment. But because it's debris every time, it'd be so upset. Be like, really? Especially that last one. The fact that the last one was the worst one, too, it just progressively gets less and less of a green flag run every time. Went from 3-4 laps to like maybe 1 or 2, then not even a full lap. Not even into turns 1 and 2. Then we didn't even get to the line that time. All right, 7 yellows. Is that the last one? I had to lift there off the exit of turn 2. Almost got against the fence. It does feel like my car's a little bit tighter this run. I don't know why. It can't be the damage to the back of the race car, because that would usually free me up. That lapper hit me. I didn't make any adjustments from the first stop either. Some way or another, it just feels like I'm rolling over on the right front more. Where's Dale Jr. at after all that mess? He's in 12th. He was in 3rd before the green flag stops, but he was just behind the caution. So we were, again, I know it's very early in the season, but we were tied for the points lead with Dale Jr. coming in. Paul Menard was another one that was up there in the points. He was 13 back coming into the night, and Matt Kenseth was 11 back, 3rd in points. So we took the lead from Kenseth. He led quite a bit early. I should say quite a bit, because we took the lead at lap 9. But he led for at least a handful of laps or so early. And I'm halfway out of gas, which I'm very surprised, because I would have thought we were going to save more fuel than that. We could probably get to about 50 to go, maybe a little more than 50 laps left before we have to pit, which... we pitted at lap 68 the last time. Yeah, for anybody obviously that's watching right now or fans of the channel, we will do online lobbies with NASCAR 25. I don't know exactly how often. I'd like to make it consistent, like one night out of the week. Like, that's the night designated to online lobbies, but I also want to make sure that I'm doing our playthrough of the season as well in career mode, because we're going to do a season mode playthrough, we're going to do a career mode, we're going to do season modes for all series, and obviously ARCA's in there too now, so we'll do ARCA, Truck, Xfinity, Cup. We're going to have a lot of NASCAR 25 content. There's going to be a lot of NASCAR 25 on the channel. Obviously, with it still being the end of the NASCAR season, we'll still be doing live commentary on the weekend, so you might see a lot of double streams on Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays for those last couple weeks of the NASCAR season, where we'll have a NASCAR 25 stream, and then we'll also have live commentary of whatever race is going on, practice qualifying for Cup, because I want to push as much NASCAR 25 content out there as possible, especially in that first month or two. We get into the NASCAR off season, there's going to be a lot of NASCAR 25 because there is no racing going on. Then by the time next NASCAR season starts, I'll kind of back off of the NASCAR 25 a little bit. We'll still obviously be having NASCAR 25 on the channel and finish the playthroughs that we're doing at that time. But that's kind of the update I have for you guys as to what to expect with that game and on the channel when we get to October 14th. Oh, man. That's the second time I hit that pothole. That was the first time since lap 2 I hit it. My car didn't yaw out as badly as it did the first time. First time I thought I was going to wreck. That one, it was more just the left front came up off the ground. It was both front tires the first time. I feel like I run the same line all the time. So I don't understand why I hit it every once in a while. And then sometimes I don't hit it at all. I like those low exits on these flatter tracks like this. The Austin Dillon Richmond line, if you will. The way he comes up off turn 4 so much lower than everybody else, I mean, it's almost like a cheat. But I've been doing that at pretty much like the New Hampshires, Phoenix, and Richmonds on these NASCAR games for so long, and I feel like that's why I'm good at these tracks. AI's going all the way up to the wall. I'm not. I'm just making the racetrack shorter. Like I said, it takes a good handling car to do that, but you got a good handling car. 35 days until hockey. That's pretty early. Yeah, their preseason's starting real soon, too. Well, it's nice to know the debris caution stopped for a bit. We're actually getting some green flag racing in here. It'll be 15 laps into the run this time by at the line. If you're just tuning in for the first time, obviously we had that spike of cautions. Hasn't really changed the strategy much. We've had the fastest car the whole race. We did get that first yellow right after green flag pit stops. I'm curious to see if we get that again. And then that causes another flurry of debris cautions before the end of the race. It was also nice that after the first restart, I was able to get to the lead because we went about 4 or 5 laps before the caution came out. And I'm also expecting to lose a little bit of time just like we did before. One car slow on the backstretch. Hopefully he makes it into the pits without getting ran over. We're not in the window yet to make it on fuel, but we're getting pretty close. If we were to catch a caution. Honestly, I might even go for fuel only. I know I'd be giving up some track position. I only have one set of tires left because I do limit myself, try to make it more difficult on us for this game. My lead's not that big. It's only about 1.5 seconds. They might have had a speed glitch with that slow car at the bottom of the track too. So I think I had a slightly bigger lead than that the lap before. Remember when I was serious with the gaming? Now just have fun with it. Well, yeah, so when I first started the channel, I wasn't doing live commentary streams on the weekend, so I was really trying to hone in on my commentary skills with the NASCAR video games. Now I just make these more of like just for fun, not as serious. And there's still a little bit of the commentary mixed in. We get down to the end of the race and things get interesting. I still have flashes of that. But I saved my my real commentary skills and all that stuff for the actual races on the weekend. I have more fun, obviously, with that, calling the race as it's happening, because I know it's not like it's paying a lot to do that on the weekends with the YouTube side of things and where the channel's at right now, but it's still something that I've always dreamed of doing in one way or another. So the fact that I get the ability to do that every single weekend in front of an audience, that's cool. Maybe a 2-tire stop. We could. I mean, with all the caution laps we ran. Oh, you're saying like if we had a caution. I don't want to do that. I'm trying to think here. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Because I would assume if we caught a caution, we'll probably catch a couple more for debris again. I don't want to put myself behind on any tires, even if it's only 2. Because we have the fastest car, so if I fall behind on the tire strategy side of things, and that evens the playing field a bit, that's not good for me. And my chances of being fast down the stretch. A webcaster? I don't know what you mean by that. I wonder, in a dream scenario, and I don't have the money to do this right now, but I was kind of thinking, what are the odds that I can get like a suite at a NASCAR race so the sound isn't as loud, but you can still hear cars enough in the background, and I'm able to do a live commentary stream from the suite? Like, it's all for myself. There's nobody else around me, like, bothering me while I'm doing my thing. That would be pretty freaking cool. And I've thought about that. I haven't expressed it on the channel. I don't even know what suites run. I've never even looked into buying one before at a NASCAR race. That would be cool to do a time or two throughout the course of the season. That'd be the only way I would ever think about getting a suite. I don't know film-wise how much I would be able to actually show of the race itself still for copyright reasons, because it's live as it happens. The reason why I'm able to do videos and post them on the internet is because when I do the highlight commentary or the highlight clips from the grandstands, they're snippets, they're clips. It's not like one consecutive full race. I would get that video probably taken down from NASCAR. I mean, that would be cool if I could do that, because that's the only place that I could do it from. You can't do it from the grandstands. For one, I'm not going to be able to have my equipment up in the grandstands, especially if it were to rain. That would just that would ruin thousands of dollars of equipment. Like, that would not be worth it. That would be way too risky. There's too many people around, you know, and I don't want to bother other people. Like, it's one thing to have a conversation, but if I'm just like loudly yelling about the race while they're on the backstretch, that would get pretty annoying for people in the seats around me. So that wouldn't work. And then when they fly by, I wouldn't be able to do commentary of that because it's just so freaking loud. It would take up so much of the mic, you wouldn't be able to hear me talk. And obviously, most of the grandstand seats are on the front stretch, so nonetheless, you go to a track like Bristol, you're just not going to be able to hear me at all. But I've thought about that. I've thought about that. I'm not getting a suite for Bristol next week, by the way. So that would not be happening on short notice next week. I can tell you that much. I don't even know if there would be any available at this point either. This close to the race. Unless I see something for super cheap. But I'm also going there with other people. And I don't want to, like, throw that on them at the last second. They probably want to watch the race with me if I had to guess. Like, I'm the NASCAR guy. I got them into watching NASCAR, so they would probably want to watch it with me while I'm at the track with them. So, yeah, that probably wouldn't happen next week. Xfinity? You know, maybe it'll be cheaper for that. I don't know. I'll have to look into it, honestly. Maybe it's cheaper if I do it for the Xfinity race on Friday night. rather than the Cup race on Sunday. Like, if that saves a few $100, like, I might do it for that, because they're not going to the Xfinity race. They're only going to the Cup. Yeah, there we go. Win the Power... Oh, dude, if I won the Powerball, Billy, I'd be doing that every week for live commentary, because then I could do the commentary in front of you guys every week. I wouldn't miss a race. I'd go to the races in person. That would be like the dream sequence. That I'd still be able to do. I wouldn't have to work anymore like at Home Depot if I had $1.4 billion. So I could literally afford to do that and not have to worry about being into work on Tuesday morning during the week. Anybody in the chat? We've got 60 laps left. If anybody wants to look at what the what suites cost for Bristol Motor Speedway for the Xfinity race, get a good talking point here on the channel, spur of the moment. Invite everyone in the chat to the suite. See, that would be pretty cool to do down the road. I for one, again, guys, I do not have that kind of money. Like, I'm not making much of that kind of money on YouTube. Like, yes, I'm making a couple $100s a month on YouTube, but I cannot afford to be like buying a bunch of tickets for everybody. That'd be cool. I do it with the Fantasy League. You know, I make sure that I give back to you guys any way I can on top of, you know, just content. There is chances to me getting you tickets for any race of your choosing the following season. We do that twice, obviously, a year. That I can afford. I cannot get mass amount of you at the track at the same time, and that'd be cool. 300 a person. But that's like for one box, though, right? I'd have to look into it. Like, so if you get it, do they group you in with other people, or do you just get one of those like boxes yourself? I figured it'd be cheaper for the Xfinity race. Oh, that'd be so freaking cool if I did that. I also got to make sure there's good internet connection, because if not, that would suck. But I would imagine you'd get a suite that would come with it, right? You'd have to get some sort of internet access. Oh my gosh. Dude, that I'm blowing my mind live on stream of the idea of this. If I could actually pull that off. Like I said, I wouldn't be able to do it for Saturday, but because I guarantee they don't sell the suites out for the truck and Xfinity races. I wouldn't be able to go on... I can't even go on Thursday. I'll have to do live commentary from here on Thursday because I work all day that day. I don't care where I'm sitting. It's Bristol. I'll be able to see the whole track. I'll get the cheapest one they have. Prices vary based on date of purchase. Our fuel's getting low. I do see that. It just went flashing on me as I exited turn 4. So we will have to pit for the final time here shortly. Yeah, I'll probably have to call the racetrack to ask for details specifically. I've been getting calls from racetracks a lot lately. When they announced the NASCAR schedule, a lot of the tracks I've been to in person, especially the ones this year, like Texas and Talladega, keep calling the crap out of me lately. Like, oh, reserve your tickets for next season. I'm like, hold the phone. Okay, first of all, I'm not going back to Texas Motor Speedway next year. It was fun and all. I'm not doing that trip 2 years in a row. Second of all, will I go to Talladega next year? Yeah, probably. But do I want to buy my tickets a whole year in advance? No, not really. You know, I'd rather save my money up at the time and focus on other things. I mean, it'd be cool, yeah, the time rolls around. Oh, I already got my tickets, but that's all right. You know, I don't need to get it that early. A little mishap on the pit stop. Tomorrow before the stream. Yeah, I'll get on top of it. That's for sure. I think, man, that'd be so cool. I'll be looking into that stuff immediately after the stream tonight. I won't be able to call anybody, but because we're on a time crunch here. I only got 9 days until the Xfinity race next week, so. It's an idea I've had for a while. You know, I really started thinking about it when I was at Texas last year. Especially the races I go to by myself. You know, and I'm not with anybody. There's no... Oh, no. Trouble in turn 4. Caution's out. We're a lap down. We just lose the race because of that? Oh, Clint Boyer turned Kevin Harvick. Oh, actually, I think Harvick might have ran out of gas. That's probably what it was. I think he ran out of gas and then turned himself off the 2. RCR on RCR mayhem. Well, I would definitely buy a home if I won the lottery as well. This is not good. I mean, we could stay out and maybe get the wave around. Maybe. We were in 40th. We were of quite a few drivers that hit pit road. We'll cycle in front of everybody else that's going to pit. We're in 29th. Green flag back in the air. We are 1 lap down. And because that caution only involved 2 drivers, I don't know that we're going to get a debris yellow. In case we do, we've got to go for it. And that was going for it too much. I think I got hit from behind by Sam Hornish Jr. We got to look at the replay here. Did I just overdrive it or did I get hit? I was underneath Dale Jr. I think I got hit. It looked like I got hit and then hit Dale Jr. because we were 4 wide, so I had to kind of back the middle of the corner up to keep from running into him. When I backed the corner up, I think he ran into the back of us. Yeah, oh yeah, he definitely shipped me. Dang it, Sam. I mean, that hurts my tires sliding around like that. I'm still going to stay out of the pits. I don't care. Got quite a bit of damage. Banged her up pretty good. Green flag back in the air. Dale Jr.'s a lap down, too. Oh, we might get some debris yellows. There's some guys with damage. Casey Kane's got damage. He was well in front of us. We've got to get back on the lead lap. All right. '25th, we're on the lead lap. Now we need a caution. We're 3 and 4 wide back there for the lead. I think they're 4 wide for the lead off turn 4 because Casey Kane is one of the lappers on the restart too. We're definitely going to have to come down to repair damage. I can't take tires. We're out of tires the rest of the race, so that big slide, we're probably going to be battling loose conditions the rest of the race. I'll tell you what, these races on this Busch Series season this year have been so hard to win. We won Daytona, but we were fighting for our life. Sweat flies at the front of the pack those last 20 laps when we finally got to the lead. We only led 21 laps of that race. Then you go to Phoenix. We have the pit road glitch when we dominated. And then Kansas, we only led a few laps, finished 3rd. Didn't have the greatest car. Tonight, we had the fastest car. Caution. For the 8th time at a nil time, we've now had 9 cautions in the race. And we're going to need another one to try to get back into this. Reed Sorensen, actually, that's David Stremmy's 41. There's 2 41 cars. 40 to go, David Strem. It's battling here. $40 to go. Almost died walking out. From Indy? It sounds like a little bit of an exaggeration, but I'm sure it was warm. I've been in some hot NASCAR races before. Nothing will ever beat Chicagoland back in 2019. That was brutal. I'm kind of glad we had rain in the middle of the race and it cooled everything off the way it did. Because, I mean, it was... The actual air temperature was 101 when we got there. I don't know what the heat index was that day and what the feel-like temperature was, but it was legitimately 101 degrees on my Weather Channel app on my phone. and walking around on the concourse in that pavement when it was 101 outside in the sun. Oh my gosh. Like I've never sweat so much in my life. Like I'm not one that sweats a ton. My shirt was soaked with just sweat, just from walking. Like I'm in good shape. That time I was super skinny, so I had like a lot less fat than what I do now. And that was so bad. Now Chicagoland coming back on the schedule. It's going to be in July again next year. It might be like that in Chicagoland again next year. Who knows? Yeah, that was super hot. I remember I was at Atlanta one time. It was like 80 degrees, and the people I went with, they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna go sit in the shade under the grandstands for a little bit. It's getting kind of warm." I'm like, "Oh, this is nothing. You should have been in Chicago a couple of years ago. It was 20 degrees warmer." But 80, that's like perfect. That's like the brink of like in the seats. It can be a little warm, but it's 100% bearable, especially with a lot of water on you. But 101. I mean, had the rain not came early, there probably would have been some people passing out in the stands. It was hot. Hot with 3 T's. I really want this caution to come out. We only have 35 laps left. The later it comes out, the less of a chance we're going to be able to drive through the field and get to the lead. Again, we're in 25th. We're 20 seconds off the lead. We've got the fastest car, but we caught a caution in the middle of green flag pit stops. Trapped us a lap down. We were of the first group of cars that pitted. And we had to race our way back to the lead lap, which we just did on this last restart. And now we need a 10th caution in this race to try to get back into it. Tank top full of sweat with you walking? Yeah, I believe it. I mean, I'm sure it was pretty warm. What was the temperature that day in Indy? It was probably about 90 this year. It's one of the warmer races of the season. It's not normal for most races in the afternoon in July, though, in NASCAR. Yeah, the couches are always difficult to move. It's just a tight space. They're so big, and to try to get them through doorways is so tough. We were moving into my apartment a few years ago. We basically ripped the new couch on the door, trying to get it in. We made our measurements, and it was good, but it was just so tight that the cushion kind of caught. It didn't tear at the seam, but like, yeah, new couch. It wasn't ruined, but it was damaged. Then my sister's dog started chewing it apart when she got a dog like a month after we moved in. So that was a story in and of itself. That couch is it's gone. Nobody owns that couch anymore. You knew it wasn't gonna last a while. 2019 May Kansas race rained for the race. Had to wear a jacket during the race. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that Chicagoland race, it dropped quite a bit. It went from 101 at one point to below 70. Like, the temperature dropped over 30 degrees and never got back above 70 and into the night. So when everything cooled off and everybody was drenched in rain, in water from the rain, I actually got cold. So I went from super hot earlier in the day to, it's cold, I might have to go to a souvenir stand and get a sweatshirt because I was pretty cold. Luckily, after like, I don't know, about a half hour or so, once the race began, I wasn't cold anymore. I just kind of got over it. Basically, when my clothes started to dry off. But while I was wet, yeah, it was definitely cold. It wasn't cold while it was raining. It was actually refreshing. But then after the rain, you got into the grandstands. The wind picked up quite a bit. Probably blowing in from off the lake. 90 at Indy, yeah, it's warm. The good thing with Indy, there are some seats there with the overhang that they have on the front stretch that if you, at least now you know from advance of being there, that you can get some seats that are in the shade the entire race, and it's not going to be anywhere near as bad. Why didn't I take the shirt off? I don't know, just because I didn't. Because I'm repping Ryan Blaney, of course. I can't take my merchandise off. I take the shirt off, there's no chance he's going to win. How have we not had a debris caution in the 20 laps since the restart? We're catching the back of the field. Oh, we got somebody slow. Is that going to be a spot? It is. Well, there's another spot. We need a caution. Ladies and gentlemen. JJ Yaley leads, by the way. Hopefully somebody runs into that lap car. That'd be nice. The heat usually doesn't bother me. I can adapt to weather. There we go. Finally got a yellow. Somebody run it. Nope. Nobody ran into the lap, or they were already on pit road when the caution came out. That took a while. We're not going to have as much time to try to drive through the field, but we did catch a caution. Casey Kane, probably a debris yellow. And we're only going to have about 20 laps left on the restart. Now, we don't have another set of tires left, but I am going to pit to repair damage. We were the last car on the lead lap anyway, so we're not going to lose any positions. I'm not even going to take any fuel either. Because we're plenty good on fuel to the end. But I want to repair some of this damage on the back of the race car. Haven't had a chance yet. Thanks, Sam Hornish, for running me over earlier. Yeah, we got about 6.3 seconds of damage. It's a good thing I'm coming down. Not going to be able to repair it all, but we can repair most of it. We're going to have 20 laps, try to get back to the lead. Yeah, this race is going to be very interesting. It said 6.3 seconds of estimated damage, and we were only in our pit box for 4.8. That means we have like 2.5 seconds worth of damage. We didn't, second and a half, do my math right. Come on, Keegan. They repaired a bit of it. It looks better than it did. 19 laps to go. We wasted a lot of laps under that caution. That was like 5 laps. All right, well. We got a long line of cars ahead of us. We've got time to get there. I don't know how many more debris cautions we're going to get though either, so we really got to fire off quickly here. Yep, see, we got 2 spots, debris. I did miss it. Do you guys see in the rearview mirror how high that hood flew up into the air? I thought it was going to fly into the infield. The car to my outside hit it. And then there was one with the clouds. Yeah, I don't like this. I mean, we're not going to have a lot of laps. I've got the fastest car. I just... don't know if I'm going to have enough laps to actually get up there. And will we have another Dipper winner? Because J.J. Yaley's still in the lead. And he actually comes into this race 15 points out of first, us in 22nd. We could actually lose the points lead right now. Come on. Nobody wreck, all right? Nobody wreck. Come down on the pit road and catch another caution to duct tape and bear bond all that debris you can. David Stremme to the lead off turn 4, taking it away from Yaley. Getting blocked. Guys are being more defensive. No surprise, less than 15 laps left. 4 wide here at New Hampshire. He said 3 wide. We're 4 wide, buddy. We're 4 wide, Mr. Spotter, sir. And now he says 4 wide. Still 4. Scramble in the pack. Oh, got hooked on Montoya a bit. Up to 11. 13 to go. We passed quite a few cars already. It's like we're pacing good if it stays green. I just don't know if it's going to stay green. Or again, a little contact to our outside. Conway in another car he was with. 12 to go. Yaley did get back into the lead on Stremme. Got an opening on the bottom here. $11 cautions so far tonight at New Hampshire. Have we seen the last? McMurray to the inside of his teammate. That's 17 cars. Danny O'Quinn Jr. McMurray to 4th. 11 to go. 2.5 off the lead. Things definitely got a little bit interesting here tonight. Chadwick 4887, welcome to the stream. Run the car as much as I can drive it. Oh, I'm already there, trust me. 10 to go. We should have the fastest car. Back up the center of the corner. I charged the entry a little bit harder that time. Stremme with a block. It's going to give us the outside on entry. I'm going to try to back it up and then kind of undercut him here. A little bit free, trying to turn the car down to the apron. I couldn't get the power down. I didn't angle that out as well as I wanted to. Up to 3rd. A little bit free on braking. But a lot of that is that slide we had with the tires a while back. That first restart after we got trapped a lap down. Yaley Ambrose, 1-2. How about Marcus Ambrose at 2nd at New Hampshire? SVG should be taking some lessons. Go for it. Go for it. Got the exhaust out of the pipes. Look at that back up in the corner. Denny Hamlin line. Force him to lift. All right. Here we go. I could have easily right rear hooked myself off of his front bumper doing that. That was risky. Going for the lead. Clear on Yaley. 7 to go. Well, that didn't take very long. Been on a chase for the cup kick lately. Yeah, that's my favorite game. Hometown NASCAR track. There you go. You go into the race in a few weeks? New Hampshire? This game was just trying to get my anxiety levels up a little bit, that's all. Trapping me a lap down in that last fuel sequence, and then luckily we ended up getting a couple cautions once we got our lap back and we were able to get back into this race. But had we not caught in any yellows, we were probably going to finish outside the top 20. So that saves us quite a bit of points. I mean, we would have lost the points lead just based off of where Yaley was running, and he was 4th in points coming into the night, or 5th, actually. He was 5th in points. So we would have lost to him. We might have lost to a couple others along the way. Dale Jr.'s in 27th, a lap down still. He was one of the many that got trapped a lap down during the green flag stops later in the race as well, but he hasn't gotten his lap back yet like we did, so we were tied for the points lead with him. Paul Menard was 12 behind us. I have to see where he's at. Harvick's out of the race, Hamlin's out of the race, and then Clayton's out. Truex is out too. I think somebody else just pulled the pit road out of the race. Pit passes, there you go. That's awesome. Kensington 9th. He was 11 points out of first coming into the day. And I don't see Paul Menard yet, who is minus 12. I was looking at the leaderboard, almost drove down into the grass. Pay attention, we're almost there. 2 to go. I still don't see Menard on the leaderboard. Second lead, 2 to go. Sharky, welcome to the stream. Oh, Menard's in 29th. He was actually a couple spots behind Dale Jr., so he also was trapped a lap down. Not a good night for DEI. Truex, DNF last. The other two a lap down outside the top 25. 1 lap to go. Interesting race tonight at New Hampshire. Harvick slow back in the race. Lap him again out of turn 2. My guy's Ryan Blaney. Second win out of 4 on the season for Jamie McMurray. First repeat winner, 2 hours, 17 minutes, 38 seconds total time on the race tonight. Burn it down! Oh, I had to smack the left rear, make sure we passed the post race. Might want to climb out of the roof hatch too. What the heck? I hit my left rear and now I can't burn the car out anymore, apparently. I don't know what I did. Did I blow a tire? that was strange. I don't know what happened there. I had a good burnout going up until then. Effed it up. 133 laps led today, and we still almost lost this thing. 11 cautions, 26 lead changes, 1.2 second margin to victory, 92.23 mile per hour average race speed. Got the win. Started last, finished first. JJ Yaley, second place run. Solid points day for him, obviously. Marcus Ambrose, third. David Stremme, fourth. Daniel Quinn Jr., fifth. Jay Campbell, sixth. Kevin Conway, seventh. Jack Wood, eighth. Or, sorry, John Wood, not Jack Wood. Jack Wood races nowadays. Matt Kenseth started on the pole at 11 laps, finished ninth. Greg Biffle rounds out the top 10. Our other teammates, Todd Cleaver, 14th. 17th, David Reagan. And look at who all DNF'd. Martin Truex Jr., T. Clayton, Denny Hamlin. Kevin Harvick was out and then came back in for the last couple laps. C. Erickson and Casey Mears pulled off the track late, so quite a few DNFs. 6 of them total. And that's going to wrap up tonight's stream. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe for more NASCAR content. We'll be back again tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern start time, Atlanta, Busch Series. We finished third at Kansas on the first mile and a half track. We led 40 laps in that race, so hopefully we can do better for tomorrow's event at Hot Atlanta. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you tomorrow night.